evening. This is Don here, welcoming you back for another movie night review number 417 called You Will Never Be Back. All right, so this is a horror short film, so let's go get into the movie night review right now. All right, so this is a fresh, newly movie, all right, new movie, and Anna will not come back at all. And pretty much it's right after she says goodbye to David. I believe his name is David. And it's very normal. The transaction, like she gets ready to leave and everything is like sane, but at this rate, she may never be back. Okay, so she goes through this series of events, and a whole lot of people are presented except for one, which happens to be herself, appears in front of her, but disheveled and everything. But she comes up as the same one, um, and sees herself in that way again. All right. But her friend, she never sees again. And he is in reference of either a different guy or just the same guy or something about it. So all I can say is that it's very nuts and very insane. And a lot of people seem like they've gotten hurt and never really came back the same at all. So everybody just needs to understand that we just don't mess with the arts, okay? Because the only thing I can recognize is that that would be the only way that you see yourself different than what is intended. Okay. Other than that, something about the arts did something, and people are just not the same. So it is just one of those things, and nobody wants to play with that stuff if it's going to do that. And then if her friend is not there and she thought that was maybe something, or she tried the location anyway, nothing is the same. So almost like not to mess with it. And then once you really cannot get out, then just get out. Like, do the thing that everybody has to do at that rate of speed, and it just happens the same. You just kind of pray, or you go into a state, or you just go out the door. But nobody messes with dark. Okay, just if it's gonna act strange like that, if it's gonna act strange at all, you just don't play with it. All right, so that's the only thing I know. Other than that, hallways. If you're in a whole bunch of hallways and you can't figure out where to go, and you can't figure out what to do and why people are stopping you, then you don't go down dark alleys either. So it all just kind of goes to saying that we don't play with dark things. If it's very insane outside and there's a lot of alley cats and rats and things, you just kind of don't do it, because people are really trying to recognize themselves, nowadays. And we don't want to run into the unfriendly that just says you can't do stuff. Okay, so once you run into it, you have to go the other way, because nobody's going to be the same once you get to that thing again, the doors that say that people. So when people are unfriendly, they just remain unfriendly because we just see, right? But if they come up to us in a friendly manner, there's no way that we can even sign on that we know what's going on. Okay. So if it's like a drag spirit, we know it's that, and we can go on. But if they're not moving on in a manner that is very incomprehensible, there's like no way that we would want to, move towards it, because all it's saying is that you will be this too if you come closer and see what it is. Now, in regards to that, if we're like walking up on something and checking up on it, we don't ever want to poke our finger in a hole. Okay, so poking a finger in the hole only means that we're going to do something and we have to come back in that way or be the hole or something. So it just kind of goes to show you that people really don't know how far to go.